Hey there, welcome to your Capricorn horoscopes for the week. These are the horoscopes for the week of the 9th to the 15th. And of course, we still have Pluto playing in your sign like he has been doing, kicking off the week in a T square with the moon as well as the sun. Now, Pluto is going to be in opposition with the sun pretty much all week long. This moon moving in to create a bigger challenge only happens about Monday. And of course, it's a Monday, right? I mean, it couldn't be any other day of the week. It has to be the beginning of the work week, right? The moon's focus is on relationships. The sun's focus is on career, and Pluto's focus is on the home. So we're really dealing with two very big issues: your home responsibilities and your career responsibilities. To throw in somebody else's stuff in the middle of it, it's just like, oh my God, my head's gonna explode. Of course it's not. You're Capricorns. Nobody can deal with a challenge better than you guys can. But even you guys, it gets to be just a bit too much after a while, right? And I totally get it. And that a bit too much is really, if it's going to happen at all this week, it's going to happen on Monday when the moon kind of sort of brings this. And I feel like this is an emotional challenge within one of your relationships. So either, pardon me, either there's been a challenge that's been kind of a small challenge that erupts all of a sudden into a big one that day, or you're dealing with somebody who is extremely emotional that day. And I think that really, more than anything else, is the difficulty or the challenge when it comes to Capricorns. Capricorns don't want that stuff getting in the way. A job has to get done. Let's just get it done. Your feelings can wait until later. It's not necessarily the right way to look at it, but it is the right way to look at it to make sure things get done like they need to get done, right? So it is a bit of a challenge because on one hand, these days, you really can't just say, screw your feelings, get to work. We can't do that, right? It's not necessarily right. I mean, we don't want to go to the extreme of, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to the extreme either. That's not the point. The point is that I feel like this is not necessarily just an emotional person, but it could also be a situation around somebody that is really important to you that creates an emotional reaction from you. And it always comes back to you. Even the staunchest Capricorn does get distracted by the people that they love. I mean, you guys aren't robots, for crying out loud. Nobody said you were. And honestly, being a robot really isn't a lot of fun. I think we as much as we have our drawbacks, I'm glad we're not robots. Okay, we'll just put it that way. Our feelings do have some sort of importance in our lives, for sure, even for Capricorns and Aquarians like me. We don't want to talk about feelings. So it is a pretty big challenge for that one day. As we are outside of that day, it's just an opposition between the sun and Pluto is retrograde. So Pluto is all about personal power. It's about transformation. You guys know all about this. Pluto's been in your sign for like 150 years now, or 20 and whatever. And then the sun's focus is on career. So we're really looking at being pulled in between family responsibility versus our career responsibility. And that's a very uncomfortable place for Capricorns. One, because they're always pulled to making money. It's always about the money. But Capricorns are very family-oriented people. That is one of the toughest decisions that a Capricorn is really going to face when you think about it. So my advice to you is, you'll know which one is the most important one for you to be focused on in the moment. And while you're focused on what's in front of you in the moment, and focus on everything else as and when you can or when it's the right time to focus on it. But the challenge really isn't juggling two different things. The challenge is focusing on what's in front of you and not what the other thing is at the moment. So that's where we tend to get screwed up, because I'm at work thinking about all the things I got to take care of at home. And then I get home and I think about all the things I got to take care of at work. And that's counterproductive and it's exhausting. And quite honestly, it gets in the way of that, you guys being perfect and all of that. So just, just don't do that, right? We also have a grand sextile with Uranus and Neptune, which continues all week long as well. Now, this is a very helpful challenge. So it's definitely going to help you through this opposition, which is good. Uranus is focused on money, and not just focused on money, but focused on looking outside of the box to get that money. So we're not just talking about creating money from our job. We're talking about maybe taking a completely different avenue, getting that money from a completely different source, maybe even picking up a side hustle to generate some extra money. We also have Neptune, which is focused on your day-to-day schedule, which means your schedule is opening up to be able to do that, or you're able to identify bits and pieces of your schedule that have been open for a while that maybe you didn't notice before. We all get too busy and we don't realize that we have all these different little holes of time in our schedule that aren't necessarily being put to good use, or rearranging, taking something off of your schedule that you just don't need anymore and replacing it with something that makes more sense for you. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do like the video. Do subscribe so that you get notified when these videos are uploaded. They usually come out on Sundays every single week. And of course, click the link below in the video and send me a copy. I would love that. You guys have a great week, and I will see you guys next week.